FTX and they took it all. They were doing weird in the crooked hall. FTX and they took it all. They were doing weird in the crooked halls. Everybody knew it, but they didn't want to do it. They thought it was fluid, but liquidity was dried up. Everyone was fried up. You could call free to fried up. Doesn't matter what the guy's up. Ha ha ha, when I bang it in. When I ring it in. Like an orangutan, bang bang.
One minute remaining in the period. 1 minute remaining in the period.
Where my love is at? Where my love is at? Where my love is at? Life of gang, gang. Life of gang, gang. Where my life is at? I don't got a Monday afternoon market, so it is what it is. You got to give me, I had what I had to do, but I still had to run the intro, and for whatever reason, it was funny balance. Every time you leave and come back to the home studio, something funny. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Everybody here on the live though. Everybody here on the live though. Everybody here on the live though. Oh, no, I'm just messing around. But man, what a crazy day it is. Let me have a sip. I am not promoted by Spindrift, but I do drink a Spindrift here and there. Probably not good for me, maybe not, but I think it's like the least of the least. All right. Who's fired up? Dude, I was working out with that dude. Yeah, I was working out with Roy Benitez, dude. That guy is like, man, I'm pumped up, Roy. I'm pumped up, baby. I'm pumped up. Shout out to everybody here on the live. How y'all doing? Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let me bring that music up. It's a pretty good side. Yeah. Crypto Lifer, I found your old hip-hop stuff last night, and wow, it was like you see your teacher outside of school. And you're funny, man. Actually, some good tunes remind me of LL Cool J and Eminem, man. Thank you, I appreciate that. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's jump on into the charts. It's the craziest time to be alive in crypto. So much coming at us, so much to think about. Let's calm down. Let's all take deep breaths. I think it's on me here to run the charge and get back to where we began, which was with the love. It all starts with the love here on my channel every single day. This is the number one thing that we speak of, the number one thing that we believe in, the number one thing that pushes every single thing to the end. Because when you live in love, you don't live in fear. When you live in fear, you worry about not getting enough money. You worry about being greedy, and you do silly things, okay? But, when you live in love, you believe that you are an infinite being connected by all things, just bringing more love to the world. And with that goes the movement. And so I believe when you live in love, it's the most powerful frequency in the game. And that's what I talk about it all the time. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. And thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate you all more than you would ever know. Let's break down BTC on the day. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about the coins, and let's break it down. The title of my video is not clickbait for any reason. I'm talking about a decentralized movement here. Look, I'm looking at Morpheus Network, hot coin, oversold on that daily time frame with a triple bottom here on the stochastics. You got a MACD trying to turn. You got falling volume with falling price. Could be better, but it's still in a downtrend here for Morpheus. And the thing is, I drew my Fibby, and I'm sitting somewhere here at the 0.618 Fibonacci level, okay? If I might fall back down to this, you know, this area here, or the 786, depending, but usually, you know, depending. I'm also starting to see my baby hidden bullish divergence, and it's looking like it's getting ready for a little bit of a move here. So I'm looking at Morpheus network on the daily time frame. And, you know, it's weird. I've been doing this. It comes up. It breaks back inside the pattern. Now, I get it. Someone might say, hold your horses shoulder, head, you know, shoulder. I make it cleaner, too. And I get it. I'm never, like, closed-minded. So I would have to say, okay, possibly. See? To me, it does resemble a head and shoulder, but it bounced so far. Let's see what happens. And it's respecting the 0.618 with a little bit of hidden bully on the daily time frame. So it's got the special sauce. Can it get a bit of a move to the upside? I'm looking for it to bounce up off the 0.5 fib. So looking like boom. Sorry. Maybe it can get a bit of a move here. Price action comes up, bounces off the 0.5. Good area for me. I'm looking at, you know, little bit of that feel of that cup and handle. And I've seen this pattern play out for this exact pattern before. We called it like the elongated inverted head and shoulder, the Morpheus inverted, because it was like this shoulder head. I did it. I remember, like, let me see if I can find it. It was like one of the coins that began a bigger movement. Maybe even like way back. Just did this like strange elongated double bottom. Maybe somewhere before the crash too. Remember seeing this similar, because I was like an inverted head and shoulder that I normally wouldn't call an inverted head and shoulder. You know what I mean? Well, this thing is moving. I mean, but honestly, getting a little overbought on the 4-hour time frame and the 1 hour, right? So I'm an alert guy. Like, to me, it seems to be still inside this pattern. And I want to see it, you know, flag out, maybe break outside of this. It could even have its first measured move. I wouldn't have to chase, not exactly, but looking for a bounce somewhere on these areas. Morpheus network. And again, it could dump in 2 seconds. Bitcoin could take the market down. This thing could, you know. So I always have a stop loss, right? Because I'm taking a jab. I'm not trying to get knocked out. You see what I'm saying? Having a stop loss is like just taking a couple hits. You can come back in the ring, right? You didn't get knocked out, but you don't have a stop loss, you can get knocked out the ring. And the whole point of the story, you know, you want to go round for round, pound for pound, you got to stay in the game. You want to stay in the game? Me personally, I'm not a financial advisor, do whatever makes you happy, but me personally, I'm using the stop loss. There's times where I may not actually put it out and I may administer price action. I may be staring at it, but I know exactly when I'm bailing out and I've made up my mind. I have a plan or a stop loss, and a plan is a stop loss if I'm staring at the screen. But if I walk away or I have to do something, has to be a limit order or market order, something has to be implemented, you know? So I'm looking at MNW Morpheus Network, which is quite interesting to me. The project, I don't know any, you know, I don't know the team or any of that stuff. I just been trading this coin on and off, and we started looking at it down here. I was looking at it at 60 cents. It's still 131, so it's up 100 and, you know, 12%, no, 114% or something like that. 118, don't quote me on it exactly, but yeah. But it's up a little, you know, 100 and some change percentage since I started looking at it, 65 cents, since its massive decline. So it's been a beautiful accumulating coin because it's been holding its value against the whole market, right? And that's when we talk about BTC pairs, okay? Damn, I only have a Bittrex pair, but look, I mean, BitTrex, we used to call it. BitTrex. It was the first exchange I started trading on when I began my little journey. One of the first, yeah, BitTrex. First exchange I ever traded on was BitTrex. I might come back to BitTrex. Haven't heard any problems with them. They've been out of the news completely. No one says a word. They used to be a great exchange. I used them for a long time. It's weird. They were my first exchange. New York eventually had to kick everyone out, and so you had to get off of BitTrex if you lived in New York City. But I moved back to Massachusetts, so now I could be back on BitTrex again, which is kind of cool. New York has bit license, which is like the worst thing in the world for anyone that wants to like trade BTC. So look, we're looking here at MNW. All right, possible move up 89% gains on a BTC pair. What is a BTC pair? The idea is I would buy Bitcoin with this, sell it, and if it went up in percentage, 89, I would make 0.89 Bitcoin. You see, one Bitcoin would turn into 1.89. You'd make 89% of what you put down. Again, high risk as any trade is. You have to know what you're doing, you know. But again, we're seeing a little bit of a... So the whole point of the story is, boom. And look, these are DeFi, KuCoin, USDT pairs. This entire list is all DeFi. Wouldn't you want to have it? It was posted in my group today. So in my group alone, you would have access to so much alpha. And we know which coins or what batch of coins. Like the, you know, this is a fat batch right here, ready to rock. So, yeah. Keep being awesome, brother. Shout out to Crypto Billionaire for the $20 super chat. XRP Outlook, much love, brother. Thank you for the love. And we're going to get to the story. And again, as much as I know everyone's talking about FTX, I'm going to just eventually just, you know, I want to kind of move on with our group. And we're going to move on into decentralized world. And we're just going to kind of like let, you know, I don't want to waste any more of my time. Let him rent any more in my head, you know. But you could see, I mean, you can start reading about it even more if you want. Fortune, other places if you want to dabble. It's up to you completely, right? It's up to you. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. All right. And I hope you're having a wonderful day too as well. I want to talk about something called BRICS. I saw these people. Ooh. Sorry about that. I saw these people outside of a building in the UN in New York City. When I was making a video, I went on Craigslist and I would do odd jobs on Craigslist, you know? And so I'm doing all these interesting odd jobs on Craigslist, right? Of course, right? And one of them is to do a camera work for an Indian protest in, you know, near the UN. And they're protesting the woman with the last name Gandhi. This was like 12 years ago, something like, maybe even longer. Now about right, like 12 or 13 years ago. I was like 26 or so, yeah. And I'm an old man. And they were handing out these pamphlets that said BRICS on them. And I was like, BRICS, and it said Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And I was like, what is that? You know? So this has been an old concept. It didn't come out of nowhere. And you can Google this, you can research it, and you can break it down. And I just want to kind of, I'm a futurist. I tend to kind of like pick up on somehow notions and frequencies of things that are happening a little bit ahead. And so like someone handed me this pamphlet, like how I knew what BRICS was when I'm 25. And I tried to explain it to my parents, and I went on a rabbit hole. I did, and I read the pamphlet, and I kept it. I think I actually have it somewhere because I couldn't understand. Like I was like, it was one of the most fascinating. It was like very strange. So look, it's an acronym for keeping emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The first four were initially grouped as BRIC, but and one by Goldman Sachs economist Jim O'Neill, who coined the term to describe fast-growing economies that would collectively dominate the global economy by 2050. South Africa was added in 2010. So I'm trying to be the future Mike Maloney. I'm trying to show you where we're going. I think this is another reason why Bitcoin is key, because if you tie yourself down to the wrong currency for too long, it could be fatal to your wallet. Fatal to your wallet. The BRICS have combined an area of an estimated population of 33.2 billion and 26% of the world's land surface, 41% of the global population. Brazil, Russia, India, and China are among the world's 10 largest countries by population area. They were originally identified by the purpose of highlighting investment opportunities and had not been a formal intergovernmental organization since 2009. They've increased into a more cohesive geopolitical bloc, with their governments meeting annually at the formal summits and coordinating multilateral policies. China hosted the most recent 14th BRICS summit in July 24th. So this is happening now, okay? Not really presented on the news. People won't really tell you a lot of this stuff, right? So I just want to, and what it is like they form a unity, and the petrodollar, and you know how we dominate basically the trade system with the US dollar, and you know in an attempt to create a system that we would have to buy into. You know what I mean? To cooperate, you know? It's it's something you want to worry about. It's a geopolitical situation, and it would change a lot of things for the US dollar and for many things. Yeah. So just, you know, remember what I said, BRICS, and I don't want to get too deep into it today, you know, but it has huge implications for the American dollar and its use case around the world. And if we would lose it, what it would do to its true value because of its substantial use in the petrodollar trade. Because almost every, you know, if you're a country, you have to put your dollars into American dollars and buy them, the petro, on the open market. We become the transferable currency of international trade for petro. And that's what the petrodollar means, if you didn't know, you know. So shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. How many amazing lifers do we have jumping on into the live stream? 451 people, 199 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the love. So look, I'm in my trading group and I see that the market's starting to get shady. I'm seeing people are getting scared. They're running off of exchanges. I'm like, where are they going to go? Now, a lot of people, they want to just, you know, a quick thing to do, make a trust wallet on your phone. And a lot of people started sending probably crypto to their phone. I'll be honest, that's probably what, and it's probably not the best thing to do, but I'm sure many people did it. And what that does is it pumps Trust Wallet token, okay? And because people are starting to get into Trust Wallet because they don't want to do and play games. All right, so look, I'm seeing Trust Wallet. It looks like it's about to pop again out of this for another possible 27% gains. Now, I saw it down here and put it out here. I was on vacation. What time was it there? Yeah, 7, 8 at night. I'm sitting there with my family, probably eat dinner or something. I look at my phone. Takes me, you know, when I'm honed in, takes me not more than a couple minutes to see what I need to see. Sometimes probably less, right? And we got falling volume, falling price there. Lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. RSI was turning up and the stochastics curling is like and we were in what's called a bull flag. Breaks up 68% of the time, falling, you know, you could call it a falling wedge, but, you know, to a trader who trades a lot, it's a bull flag and it's coming up, touching the 21-day moving average, and that's my catalyst. I look for the 21-day to be touching price action. 21-day moving average. So, you know, it's interesting. Even this could have played to the upside because the rising wedge breaks to the upside back on the 7-minute time frame, and that broke out. This had a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder in it. It broke out, then flagged. When you start following Alice through the looking glass, you start seeing what's really happening when no one else really does. It becomes an absolute fascinating story, and you can read it like a book. It's like Braille. Other people can't see it, but when you gaze on it, you can see it. Just like when you know, the hand of can feel the Braille. And it's very similar. This is a hidden art. Not everyone knows what's going on behind the scenes, but I can see it. My brain can zero in all the way to the 5, all the way back out to the, you know, I can just do whatever, like voodoo magic on this stuff. But so this was likely to break to the upside based on the idea that decentralization is taking over. This is Trust Wallet token, and you're going to be buying it, and then people might, you know, buying some Trust Wallet, okay? And so that theory made sense to me. Okay, it was pretty no-brainer, right? People running off exchanges, like who thinks this makes sense, right? So people running off exchanges, boom. And so Trust Wallet token, you know, and then it made an inverted head and shoulder, which breaks up 68% of the time, and that hit it, and now it's coming back into a new flag. You see? And, you know, it is getting high risk at this point, you know, personally. And it could definitely easily roll over. Let me look at my 15. 15 minutes getting a little high, wants to roll. So I look at it here. See that shoulder, head, kind of shoulder there? So I didn't see it at first. If I flip it upside down, it's almost on the right. It's ugly though. It's not perfect. This right one's like real weird. Huh. It's interesting. You see the diamond. Diamond comes in, usually drops out the bottom. Just most of the time. And usually you have some bearish divergence with the diamond. So I wouldn't be surprised. So who thinks we got bearish divvy? Usually you do, just because that's just how it works. And we do. You want to see it? Check it out. That didn't sound right. Swing up to swing up. Swing down to swing down. Pause. So look, swing up. Oh my. But look, so swing up to swing up. Swing down to swing down. All right. Sam, please, can you look at the hidden bullish divergence on the 15-minute time frame? USD. We'll take a look. Don't worry. Nah, TWT was on the live. And then you found DYXD. I just known about this coin for a long time. But so that hit. Then this morning I put it out. It hit it again for beautiful 27% gains out of the inverted head and shoulder. And I was like traveling. I haven't slept all night. Really came in on a flight. I can't. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. And now what I like to do too, so like, you know, that's an idea on my radar. Look at ourselves on the daily. What are we looking at? I mean, it's just massive time, you know, good time to sell on the daily time frame. But what a huge move as people rushed into decentralization. And I'm not saying this is going to be the huge, but I mean, we're seeing a wave of money. They reset it, right? But throughout the day, we had 40, 50, 60, some gains coming through the market. Synthetics making a bit of a move. Frontier, Gaffy. The one coin I like, DYDX, the Decentralized Exchange. And, you know, I remember when we started trading this when it first started, right? And you see this thing is actually still in the green right now. DYDX, on the way to that target. Like, it's just on the way. Never hit the stop loss. See, from this point on, chugging away. Now it's up a total of, Now it's up a total of like 13% from that initial pump. But from the initial entry is about 31% gains. I mean, you can't beat that. You have to have patience. It's not easy, right? But to get up here all the way to this target, it takes me patience. It takes everybody, and sometimes it doesn't get there either. I sell early a lot more than I'd like to, I'll be honest, but it also makes me more profitable in the long run. So, and I think you'll find that to be true over time, because you'll just like taking the money, you know. But again, no one ever went broke, you know what I mean, taking profits. I mean, they still could. I mean, who knows what they did after they trade? But you know what I'm saying. So DXDY and TWT really didn't focus on too much for the last couple days and just hit gains nice and steadily, right? Watching the market. Let's break down BTC and see what BTC is doing. And it is with my T here on Binance. Okay, so we saw that we made this extreme channel, right? And we're deep in it. Pause. And so now the 1 hour time frame is attempting to get oversold and get a bit of a bounce here off this diagonal trend line. We break back into the trend line. Everybody knows it's no good. And I already have my measured move waiting for us, which is right here at about 14,790. Pretty likely, you know what I mean? Like it's like I wouldn't be too worried about it. Like 10K could definitely happen. Just like say it relax to yourself. You could see 10K and be okay with it. Be like, you know what? I won't be dead. I'll still have my loved ones. My life will be great. And if you're on your journey, if you're on your way, you'll have nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? There's no, and if you have fear in your heart and you're worried about what would happen if it went down there, then life doesn't make sense to me, because we're not here to be scared. We're here to enjoy the experience of Bitcoin going up, Bitcoin going down. I know, you know, look at me like, I mean, of course we all want it to go up, but it feels good when it goes up because it hurts when it goes down. Pause. You know what I mean? But it's true. Shout out to the 500 people here on the live. So, what do I think about life? Well, you know, I think life is like a box of chocolates. You know? Life is like a box of chocolates. Jenny, I love you, Jenny. Life is, my mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. 'Cause you never know what you're gonna get. So look, this is a falling wedge. It is using this diagonal trend line now. This is very similar to when you see a rising wedge and it's making a bearish retest and you see it dump to the downside. Okay? It can be a nice move up hard because it can be a nice move up down. Measured move to the area is about 17,900, 18K. All right? So can we pull it off? It all depends if we do not make a NEM. And we don't want to M&M. But we don't want this move to the downside here for the M. Double top, and break to the downside. So we would like to avoid a rejection at 17K. However, it's likely to dwindle there. We know the psychological areas. So the 1 hour is coming back down. The 15 minutes pushing up. No substantial bullish divergence. The 1 hour, the 7 minute has a little bit of something going. We'll go back to the 1 hour time frame. So we projected this idea. You can take a snapshot of it. You had it. You can go back and take a snapshot. It's always there now that it's on. It's on film there, Johnny. It's on film. Don't say anything on film that you don't want being repeated. So look, shoulder to head to shoulder too, possibly. And I've seen very strange, deranged, inverted head and shoulders. I've seen them of all different types, shapes, and sizes. Shoulder, head, and shoulder to the upside. Highly likely or possible there too with this bit of a move. So we're looking for Bitcoin to get a bounce. How big the bounce is the question, personally. And of course, we got to get above the resistance right here at 17K. So we'll see. And nothing is guaranteed, right? The 4 hour is, you know, pressing bearish and could continue to dump down on us. So let's see what happens with the smaller time frame. We may just coast and begin to roll over early, and you'll know. You'll know. The other time frames will give up. You just won't feel more exhausted. Price action will just, and even then you're looking for the bearish retest here, kind of like you're hoping this was the bullish retest there. And the retests are really the key, in my opinion, to it all. So yeah, like I just feel a bit frazzled today, you know. Where's everybody? Chris Ray, shout out to CNC Ireland. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Music is playing through twice. Really? I think you're right. Thank you. So sorry. Was it bad? Super chats, XRP. Look, we'll take a look at XRP. Thank you for telling me that. I'm traveling on no sleep, so it's been tough. Thanks, Chris Ray. So XRP had a bit of a recovery. Look at shoulder, ahead, at the ranged, inverted. Right? With the measured move. Look how clean it looks. So I'm just getting precise with it. Sammy Nice getting precise. Making the move. Don't do it twice. No, I'm messing around. So look, here's the next area here at 0.39. Do we get rejected by 40 cents? You know, XRP wants to make a go-go. Can it get above the resistance? You know, I'll tell you what happened. And it's kind of like, it's interesting. All right. So if we go here, and I believe we can roll the clip. Roll the clip, Johnny. Johnny. Roll the clip, Johnny. Roll the clip.
Good morning, Maria. Thanks for having me. Well, it's unfortunate but not surprising that Bitcoin is drawing down because it was cross-collateralized with a lot of these printed out of thin air crypto tokens. And really the lesson learned here is one about trust and counterparty risk. And I think a lot of people in the crypto world are learning a painful lesson about why Bitcoin was designed and why there's really no substitute. And Bitcoin was designed because we have a system of money that's built on trust, and that trust is constantly broken. It's been broken by governments that print money, debase the currency, and steal our savings through inflation. As you see in the case of FTX, it's broken by CEOs and companies that sell crypto tokens they print out of thin air and then use as collateral for actual dollars as if the tokens are real money. And where could they have learned that but our current system, our fiat system built on credit? So if there's a counterparty, it's credit. And honestly, Maria, this is a failure on so many levels. This was a failure of our legacy financial system attaching itself to what appears to be a crypto Ponzi scheme, fail, allowing that fiat Ponzi scheme to advertise on the Super Bowl, fail, allowing what appears to be a crypto criminal enterprise to become one of the largest donors to a political party, fail. And it was a failure that a lot of Bitcoiners saw coming, and hopefully the people responsible will be held accountable.
Oh my gosh, wow. So I was just wanted to see what she was saying about Bitcoin for the day. I didn't know it was going to get that deep. Wow, but that's amazing. Yeah, so the point of that is I thought she was going to talk about XRP. I really did. I was going to go with the XRP case. But, wow, she really said her piece. And honestly, I don't know what more needs to be said. That's like pretty awesome. She spoke for everyone when she said those words. May God bless her. May God bless her. No, seriously. She's a hero in my eyes. That's amazing. And it's cool to see crypto people now getting on the news, right? Did you guys see Ben today? Like someone hit me up on Twitter and was like, "Did you see this?" And I was like, "What?" It was crazy. She hit the nail on the head. Facts. I know. She really did. So there was some news today that XRP won the case. Okay. But the idea is then I heard it was false news. That there was going to be a ruling tomorrow for XRP. The Coinbase selling restrictions, the XRP Incentive Accelerator program. Did the restrictions include retail? They sold XRP to retail instead of using it for better spreads on currency. Whose fault is the lawsuit? Use case does Ripple want for XRP? Yeah, Brad Garlinghouse still doing his thing in the crypto space. He was the Yahoo CEO, if I'm correct, and moved into crypto. You know what I mean? No games at all. So market, let's take a look now at the shorts just to see what the short looks like for the day. Always check a short whenever you're in the markets. And markets close 442. Different type of day, right? So like the short's been in this, I say, symmetrical triangle. Okay? Almost, we'll give it a symmetrical triangle. 50% chance of a break to the upside or to the downside. It kind of depends on the Stokes whenever I'm in a symmetrical. And it's going sideways on the 22. Could pump from there. It's a little high on the daily, but I could still see a possible pump. And the 4-hour time frame is pushing to the upside. I could see a move of 45.65% for the short for Bitcoin. Definitely something I'm looking at in the 4-hour time frame. I mean, it looks juicy. I tend to trade the same stuff over and over again. This looks pretty juicy to me. So I would watch the Bitcoin short. I believe, I never liked Crypto.com. I don't know why. I just didn't. And I can't explain why. I never put my money in Crypto.com. I never put my money in Celsius. I never promoted either of them to anyone else online, right? I never did, what was it? BlockFi. Never did any. I never did. The only thing I did was Cake, man. Cake, and Decentralized. It's been doing its thing. Shout out to JD with the $10 super chat for Doge USD and DOGEBTC. He's double dipping for the tipping, but it's okay. I'll put the clip in. So check it out. The video clipping, that is. Hey, the video clip. So look, not the paper clip over here. Hey, that's just a paper clip. It's made of paper. Ain't a real clip. What are you talking about? So Does the 3S come down on the 15-minute, make a bit of a smaller flag here? And do we jettison on out? You know, we'll have to get back above the zone 1.59 on the short for Bitcoin and KuCoin. But there could be some massive gains here shorting other things too as well. Oh, pizza came? Wow. Okay. Had to have one bite at least. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm looking at, there's a chance that this Bitcoin short rips. I mean, that's 45%. Bitcoin will drop 15%. So be careful. If you flip this upside down, Bitcoin looks somewhat similar. So, you know, that's why I always check out a short, take a look at it. And honestly, if Bitcoin rips and you get bagged, it's not that bad. Like, you know, I'm risking, like for me, I could risk 12% to go for 45. To me, that ain't bad. I don't know what you would do. You do whatever makes you happy, right? Because no one knows, you know, nobody knows what one person could do for another, you know? Nobody knows. Meaning I don't know your situation. You don't know my situation. There's really no telling, right? Shout out to the 548 people on the live, 292 likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? Dear Lord, that would be so blessed. Thank you for the blessed day. Dear Lord, thank you for keeping me safe. And so I got a story to tell too. Got a story to tell today. Or do I have a story to tell? And sorry. Yeah, I never liked this connection to the rich elite from the very start. I never put money in FTX. Because I follow the money my whole life, man. I'm from Massachusetts. And so I was just like, you know what? Like, I was just going to be like, I was worried to put my money in FTX when it first came out. I thought it might be, I don't know, and I can't explain why. You know, not even worried, actually. I just didn't, I thought they were going to do fine. I didn't think they were going to go under. I'm not going to say that because I didn't know that. I really didn't. I just was like, I don't know. Just wasn't my vibe. Like, it just wasn't my vibe. You know? They started to grow on me when Tom Brady got in. You know what I mean? I'll be honest. And I was going to start building a bag of FTT tokens. Right? And I put in about $5,000 when they were on 40. And I averaged in down, actually, even less. And I held it for a long time and started to sell it off, and the coin just kind of did nothing. You know what I mean? And I might have lost a couple grand on it that I forgot about, you know? So, it is what it is. C'est la vista. XRP on the 7-minute making a flag after it broke out of this inverted head and shoulder. This thing could continue to the upside. You see this little path that it could be making. Thing is, it could be short-lived, but do people think that XRP really is going to have some ruling tomorrow? Was it leaked and then pulled back, or is it just a bunch of hearsay? And we don't know. Nobody knows. You know what I mean? Nobody knows. And remember, throughout all the controversy that we hear, everybody, and all the ups and downs, we keep our nose into the charts. If we keep our nose grinding, if we keep our nose into the education, and honestly, eventually, a year or two from now, we're going to be right back where we need to be. Market's going to be somewhat restored. We're going to find the right exchange at the right time. It is what it is. And, yeah. But only time will tell. People will adopt the tech because the tech is here, baby. The tech is here and the tech is real. Okay? Waves has been on my radar a little bit recently. My man wants Doge, USDT. Let's take a look at our baby Doge. Baby Doge. So Doge was in a nice flag. Could have pumped. Even had some bullish divergence. Dumped to the downside. Got spent down to 8 cents. Still holding a pretty nice zone, though, at 8 cents, if you think about it. So here. You could say it's like still in a bit of a wedge now, right? So they had a little flag there too. See, that's why I draw my flags. I just draw to speculate. Sometimes I forget about them. So look, this thing retraced pretty nice. It's all the way back to the 786 bounce, and now it's riding the 200 simple. It's interesting to me that it could get a bit of a move too. All the way back to 17.5 cents for Doge. It's like, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. 8 hour looks pretty good. Does the daily want to rip? The daily does. So it's interesting. Doge is kind of in like a cup and handle type of thing going on. It's interesting. I like the fibs that are drawn for Doge. Let's look at DOGEBTC. Looks like some news is coming out for Doge. You know, like, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. So we put this out. DOGEBTC trade in. At one point, it went to a high of about 15%. And it's still holding a gain of 7.39. So Doge is now beating up on Bitcoin, right? And if we find out all this more wrapped Bitcoin, all this nonsense that was going on, it's absolutely horrible. You know, you wrap Bitcoin, and that means what happened to the Bitcoin? When you wrap Bitcoin, I'm pretty sure you would put Bitcoin in, and you would get the wrapped version on the other chain. You know, that was the whole point, and you could redeem it back for the Bitcoin at any time. Man. So now they had wrapped Bitcoin that was worth $2,000 floating around. People were still buying and selling it. Horrible. So this is DOGEBTC. Looks like it could continue to the upside. The 1 hour time frame has legs and could bounce here. I like what I'm seeing. Try to find something like that I didn't see before. Bounce, bounce, bounce. I mean, you got real tight moving averages here. I think I can even combine this. See that? Looks pretty spicy on the 1 hour time frame. 4 hour too as well. The daily, I mean, that looks nice. That looks real nice. I like it a lot. Let's take a look at fibs. Yeah, I mean, you basically bounced off the golden pocket right there. Right there, you already did. Right there, that was it. I'm telling you that was it. It bounced off the golden poquito. Looking pretty good on multiple time frames. DOGEBTC, possibly 71% gains coming out of Doge Bitcoin. And it looks good. It does. And if Elon announces something about Twitter in the next 2-3 days, and it has the name Doge in it, this is going to explode. And so, what other coin is attached to a billionaire in a bear market that could explode at the drop of a hat? That has already exploded during the quote-unquote bear market. Not, maybe it's not for decentralized coins and Doge, but for the rest of the market. But it's such a diversified market that we're starting to see opportunity no matter what, which is just, to me, breathtaking. Like, absolutely breathtaking. Like, what a blessing from God that this is such a unique form of science that it can't be stopped. And that eventually we'll be forced to even make the people who hate it adopt it. The power of Bitcoin. Well, it'll force you to want it even when you thought you didn't. That is the true power of Bitcoin. Eventually, you will be left fatal. My enemies are fatal, right? So it's not going to happen. Just not going to. The outcome you look for. DOGEBTC looks absolutely beautiful. 19.65% gains coming out of DOGEBTC, possibly 622 sats from 522 sats. I like my odds. I'm gonna put an alarm here on the 15-minute time frame. That's what I do. If you want to learn the system, you can jump into the trading group, and people will keep you up to date, and they'll help you thinking about all this different interesting notions. What is a BTC pair? Why would you trade one? What's going on? You know, What is all that? Well, number one, why I like having a BTC pair is number one, you higher your frequency because you immediately get out of the dollar. But and then you begin to trade just like you would trade in the dollar. But you trade BTC pairs. And so it is what it is. You know, you begin to change your brain, change your mind, and do the right thing. One of the biggest social networks in the world, Doge. That's what I'm saying. What other coin has the ability to be turned on this fast? What other coin's been talked about so many times? What other coin is the favorite of a billionaire? What other coin has everything? What other coin was talked about with Cardano, who said he would build it on-chain, side-chain for Doge, for the Twitter network and payment systems? Maybe that gets revealed. Maybe some news needs to come out to crypto. Maybe that's how we win. We build. We just keep building, and our builds get so exciting, and people get so crazy, and it's through Twitter, and Twitter blows the crypto to the moon. The next Twitter is crypto Twitter, and it's going to explode. Doge is 1,000 times better than ETH. You're funny. Every mention of God is a lie. Whoever mentions it, biggest joke ever told. All right, man. When people say stuff like that, I just take a deep breath and say, okay, whatever. Like, my life had so many twists and turns. Today, I was on a plane and I was flying, right? So we got ready and we had a 6 a.m. flight. We left our Airbnb at 3:15. You know, you got to get there early and all that. I'm up early. I didn't go to bed. I'm up all night. I really was. Tried to get a little bit of sleep, but didn't really. I was up all night because I wanted to do my live stream. I wanted to meet my buddy Jacob for the first time, my mentor, which was amazing. And I also wanted to, we spent some time, and then I wanted to come home and pack. And I have a lot of stuff to pack. I have to put together the whole studio. So that took a while. And I like the Treasure Touch. Is my favorite one right now running. It's the easiest one to use, most accessible, and works great. The Treasure Touch. I absolutely love it. I'm working on an affiliate link with them for a hardware wallet. I love the Treasure Touch though. It's my go-to. So the thing about it is I prayed to God for strength, and He gave me more problems to make me stronger. See, God is an energy source in the world, in the universe. I don't know if it's I can't tell you what it is. It's a being. It's an all omniscient, all-knowing being. It's a powerful force. It's like I always tell everyone, God is like a wave. And if you're at the beach and you're a surfer and you try to go run into the wave, it's gonna knock you down. It's a big wave. And what I mean by that is if you try to live your life saying that there is no God and you're gonna do whatever you want, like, you'll be fine. Do whatever you want. I'm telling you. But in the long run, it leads to an empty life, in my humble opinion, over time. But if you realize you're in this beautiful, ecocentric universe, and you're connected by this being that everyone is connected to, and you're all in this together, and there's a sense of togetherness, a sense of well-being, and a sense of beauty, and love. And love is a high frequency. And then you raise your vibration, and then you realize you're a vibrating piece because atoms don't stay in one space, so you must be vibrating. And if you're vibrating, your frequency is high. If your frequency is high, then if you vibrate with the right people, you stay around the right people, you can raise your frequency, you can raise your vibration. And by raising your vibration, you can be in tune. I'm in tune to Bitcoin. I'm in tune to these charts because I raised my frequency. It's about subconscious mind. Getting your subconscious mind into the right channels. I'm telling everyone, making sure you're not filling yourself with garbage all the time. When you do feel that way, it's time to meditate. It's time to relax. It's time to get back. Okay? The conscious mind. All right? The conscious mind. So that's, DOGEBTC. 19.65% gains possibly coming on a BTC pair, and then maybe even more. 71% gains. So I'm looking at DOGEBTC for sure. On the radar. Show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Is something coming out for Doge? Seems to me something's brewing. I got a hunch that something's happening because the charts tend to tell me, and it doesn't look weak compared to Bitcoin and all the, what Bitcoin's doing. So let's get back into BTC, which we have been waiting to see this whole time. So Bitcoin, as we talked about, we don't want to see it break back inside the pattern. If it does, it can end up here at 14,781. All right, that's kind of its next move, or it could get saved by this one bottom here at about 15,600. All right, that would coincide if I extend this trend line. So we're really looking for this to be a bit of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, and a bounce to the upside. And we don't want to make this an M pattern too. So we want to get somewhere up in here. We don't want to see this make an M and dump to the downside. Okay. So check it out. I was on a plane today. Oh yeah, and back to the story. So if God is a wave, then you ride the wave. And if you believe in God, like, you have to believe the wave's there if you're a surfer. You can't say there's no wave in front of me. That wave is Allah, some story, some guy, it's like, I don't know what story you were told. I don't know who introduced you to like the theories, but like my version of God really might not be the same as yours. You know what I mean? I just know an all loving frequency. Call it a being, call it a frequency. I don't know. But it lives through me. It lives through each and every one of us. I feel connected every single day to a higher power. And I'm driven every day to get up. I'm driven every day to work. I'm driven every day to push. I'm driven every day to love. I'm driven every day to move. I'm driven every day to succeed. And I know I can. I know I will. I believe in myself. And, there's a true sense of movement, a true sense of progression. Okay? And, yeah. So anyway, I'm on a plane today. I'm flying Spirit Airlines. All right? And I'm sitting there flying, true story, and we're getting ready. I'm leaving Miami International, okay? And I'm just collecting my thoughts because I'm just like, so I'm leaving the plane's taking off, you get in, you put your luggage, I'm settled. I got my light blinders on, whatever that I use. I'm going to bed, whatever. Getting ready. My wife's putting the kid, and they're like, okay, ready for takeoff, blah, 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 And we start to take off. And, we're starting to taxi. We get to the runway and we start to go up. And then, we're increasing speed and you can feel that we're about to take off. And as we, apex a little off the ground and begin to go with thrust, a lot of thrust, a woman screams, fire, 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 like fire, like there's a fire, like it's like, and like someone else is like, there's a fire, and like, stop the plane, stop the plane, stop the plane, and I'm like, and I see it, and then they're pressing this fire button that I think you can press too or something, like this blue light starts flashing, on both sides of the aisle, I see other people yelling, I'm like, whoa, and I'm just like, and I'm like, I'm looking at my wife, I'm looking at my kids, I'm like, and we just keep taking off, right? Of course, I mean, it's like, what the, and so someone tried to tell her that it was just in condensation hitting the side of the plane. I don't know if you ever looked out. It happened to me one time in my life. I was like 5 or 6 years ago, I looked in the plane, I was like, is that a fire? Is that smoking? And it's like, that's condensation. Like, it's just the heat coming off, it's steam, you know what I mean? Coming off the hot engine into the cold air, you know what I mean? And so someone, I want to say who. Sounded like a woman, but I don't know. You never know these days. Point of the story is she scared the entire plane to death. Like, literally, like, my daughter was like in tears. It was insanity. It was and so we get up. No, I'm not over there. So we keep pushing up, and like, now normally when you take off, like, he can't even get level. The pilot has to come on and be like, and he has to kind of level early. Like, he can't even like make it to top altitude because he has to like hang out. And he's like, everything is fine. There's nothing wrong with the aircraft. Like, and I was like, if there's a fire, they would have some thing saying there was a fire. Like, wouldn't they have like a like, wouldn't they know? Like, so I'm like, I'm calming down. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, all right. And I'm like, but then I'm like, who is this person bugging out? And like, a lot of people started repeating it too. And then I realized how scary it can be to be in like, now I'm not there, I'm not just saying, but being like a large crowd, like at that Travis Scott concert, there are all these places where people got really hurt. and bombarded because like one person gets scared, another person gets scared, and fear just is a fake emotion acting real, but fear can take over. And look what happened. Had everyone just been like kumbaya and peace at a big concert like that, you gotta have the same amount of people, probably in a little bit more space, but like, and they all got kind of come together and they could have hugged each other and been pretty close, and then they all could have like slowly walked away and like been in, but like that other concert had people like, I don't know in what state they were doing. It's really sad to hear that people like passed away in that concert. I mean, that was just completely insane. Anyway, so Bitcoin, so I'm just talking about when there's large groups of people, you got to be careful. That's all. Just got to be careful, right? So this is a falling wedge that can break to the upside. We've seen this before, and it's a bit of a retest. Can we get the move is the question. 1 hour time frame says yes. So let's see what it can do. Let's see what it can do. Let's see if it can stop the beat down that the 4 hour wants to serve us. And maybe it just makes an M and we break back down. Only time will tell. But right now, we're looking for a little bit of a move to the upside for Bitcoin. Only up to about 17,000, and we have to break that. This does have a more of a measured move. We can get up to about $17,934. We can even bring that up a little bit, but it's basically we want to get back inside this channel, right? Otherwise, we could go look. I mean, this goes all the way to 6,700. So creepy, right? If this flag breaks to the downside. It could happen. We could see a 60 because the way what they did to this market, and once we find out what really happened, and we'll have to rebuild, and it'll be what it is. They tried to kill. What they did is, they did everything they could to collapse the Bitcoin market. Felt like it was a coordinated attempt really to take crypto down. Not even just the people involved, but just crypto in general. You know what I mean? Which is the livelihood for many people and many different businesses throughout the world. And people that work hard to innovate and change and to give freedom. Crypto was all about unbanking the unbanked. The banking system couldn't trap people, hold them, in these big open field areas or, farmers and people that didn't want, and so they didn't want them, they want people who live in cities who are more not self-sufficient, so they have to loan and buy more money, get more money from the bank, and they want people to have more of a, a need relationship to them. They don't like independency. They don't want you to feel independent. And it goes against what the Constitution, it goes against, it's like the whole banking system at the end of the day is pretty, it's probably one of the most corrupt in the entire world. Is the most corrupt in the entire world. So. And that's why people created crypto, because of to unbank the unbanked, to get those people that have been forgot about by the banks because they didn't have IDs, because they didn't, or in some small village. But now, if they just could get a cell phone in their hands and a connection, you never know. Maybe I'm over exaggerating here, but I truly believe there has to be a better way, and Bitcoin, I believe, can provide it for a lot of people throughout the world, right? So that's just like kind of like how I think about it, right? So the planes keep going, and the guy flying the plane, he's been like, the guy flying the plane, the pilot, I'm so tired. He's like, all right, everybody, we're going to have to go back to Miami International and check the plane just to make sure. Because, he called corporate, and corporate is like, bring the plane down. Because if anything ever happened, that woman could sue for the rest of her life, right? And probably sitting on Momomo. So, for the family too. But like this, what she said, I don't know. I'm just thinking like, so, or they just really, really wanted to be safe, which I can also think is great. And so which I think is good for Spirit. I'll give Spirit a hand. But it was also, I wish she didn't do it, or, the person do it, because we wouldn't have been in the situation, right? But anyway, so we had a taxi, come back, land again. So we had to take off twice, land again. And then we sat there surrounded by like a convoy of fire trucks and stuff. It was pretty crazy. And then and only then, after like probably 45 minutes to an hour, we would chip away. We were supposed to get in at 2:30, at 9:30 this morning, and we would get in at about 11:20, 11. So about a 2-hour delay. It wasn't that bad. I thought we were going to have to get off the plane. We did not. And once they inspected everything was fine, we were on our merry way. So could Bitcoin get the pump to the upside is the question on the 1-hour time frame. Everybody wants to see it. Measured move would take us to the 21-day, the 200 simple moving average, and that's what usually happens. That would take us all the way to 17,954. There you go, baby. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to get a little bit of a pump here. Again, it will have to break above here and not make an M. So remember, the M is always on the table until it's not, and then it's usually the retest of the top of the M. Oh, look, that looks like a little guy waving. Some boots. And then he's like, he's a little rabbit. That's bugged out. I'm tired. Like, did he just draw a stick figure? So I see Bitcoin moving up to this yellow simple moving average. You have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low. We just got to put in a higher high. Create this uptrend that we're forming now. It is somewhat bearish. It's like a bear flag that could just break us down, but double bottom there again. So we'll see. For the most part, sideways, which is good for Bitcoin and all. It's actually good for altcoins too as well. Okay. SNX has been interesting. A coin that's been pumping a lot lately. Mnet. What happened to our baby Aptos? Everything took a beat down. That has strong bullish divergence. You see that? Let's do an experiment. Let's do nothing else but bullish divergence. Just say we buy in and just see what I personally want to see it. Let's watch this experiment, this idea, like nothing else but bullish divvy. Does it make a move? I go crazy on it and do all sorts of stuff, you know. But that's just funny. I want to simplify that one, see how it works out. Challenge the mind to see it differently, or, you know. AAVE finally took a move back to the upside, and then it got just pounded back down. Now I got the bullish divergence though again, but why? Why is AAVE on this roller coaster ride? Up and down, up and down, up and down. That's crazy. That's crazy. $22-hour time frame took a beat down too. Back down to 57. I love this project. It was great, but like kind of was slow to move on certain things. Everyone thought it was great though. I mean, they could get more enhanced too. So everything's down in this bullish divergence, like it's gonna rip back right up to the upside. There's a chance, but look, all these beautiful setups, they broke down, broke down, broke down. Bitfrost. Let me hit the stops below a little bit. Scallop was an oldie but goodie. Kadon was an oldie but goodie. Elongated shelf life though. Kava Swap was the hottest thing since sliced bread last week. No. Well, Moonwell looked like a beautiful double bottom. Look at that. Just looks like someone didn't like that coin. You know? Somebody shorted that coin. Let's see what's hot right now. Shift, MLS, making big moves. Funny, I was about to... Every time I think about getting down with this thing, it rips. I was just saying, you know what? Just toss something at it. This thing always goes up. And boom, it's gone. Thank you so much for the super chat. May God bless you and yours. What does the super chat say, though? Let's take a look. Can you check out Solana from Hannah King? Okay. How was Sushi Swap? So far from all-time high. I mean, it got sold off really bad in the bull market. It never really kept its composure until that time was later on. You know, that's when it really started to, you know, just kind of become like it was such an awesome exchange, a swap when it first came out. It was the funniest thing. Remember Sushi Swap? Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, like the burger swap, the sushi swap." It was like it had to be a food or something just ridiculous. And Sushi Swap really stuck though. And we thought they were going to keep coming out, but not, you know, we realized, we look back now and there's still a few pioneers that are around. A lot of them may not make it, but some of these may. Super chats, how many trades should I be at the same time? Uni, link, down targets. Open of a ledger. They connected FTX. If they go under, do they lose my coins? I have the keys. I don't know if you can do ledger to FTX. No. If you have your coin, there's nothing to do with them. There's nothing to do with them. So good rock. I mean, this looks like you have a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. This could dump even more. You have moving averages that are far apart. They're not tight yet. How was Sushi Swap so far away from its all-time high? Can you check Solana? Nicely. Solana, Samina. Let's take a look at Solana. So Solana's in this, like, strange 7-minute symmetrical. It's a symmetrical man. It's gonna break out, likely. Okay, Solana is in a tight moving averages, right? And it's in a symmetrical triangle. Go either way. You got a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. It's getting super tight. Could push to the upside on the 7-minute time frame with lack of bearish momentum. And remember, when I look at things too, it could always just be a scalp and hit resistance and dump to the downside. It's all about this level. This level has to be broken back to the upside for the bulls to get back in control. For Solana. Remember, Solana it's its own thing. They just kind of loved it. So how is Sushi Swap so far? I don't know, man. I don't know how it is, but it is. Shout out to Hannah. Thank you for the awesome super chat. Shout out to I Post Everything. What's your opinion on ALGO? I love ALGO. I think it's a great coin. I think it's worth holding a bag long term, and I just hold a bag and forget about it. Like it's not even there. And one day I'll come back and hopefully I'll be pleasantly happy with my ALGO. But that's kind of how I sit with it, you know. I wish I saw more, you know, I don't know. Algorand is an interesting project because it has such a big market cap, but yet it can slide. So, like, it's something I buy and know I'm just going to hold for 10 to 12 years and just watch the ride of Algorand go up and down and just kind of enjoy my experiences watching Algorand change the world, you know. Prices will go up and down, but years from now, I believe Algorand will change the world. The guy who created Algorand, one of the smartest people in the world. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as such. But I'll, you know, look up ALGO. We're Boston-based, right here, and you can check us out. ALGO. I say us out, but you know, ALGO represents. You go into the Celtics game, ALGO's all over the place. All right. Super chats. How many trades should I be in at the same time? I would never be able to tell you what to do. I'm not your financial advisor. You would have to figure that out. I personally don't like to be in too many trades at the same time. 2, 3, or 4, you know. And the more I trade, the less I want to put in many more trades. The more precise I want to be, you know. Like I just want to build a position in 1 or 2 trades and really focus too. And that way you have one focus and you can really achieve that focus. Focus is everything, and feedback from the universe or whatever you want to, you know, energies that be and vibrations. They're all around us, and the more you put out, the more you get back. So you want to put out as much as you can so you can get back as much as you can, right? That's with everything in life, no matter what you want. Love, free, you know, acceptance, right? Beauty, put out beauty if you want beauty. You know, I mean, it sounds crazy, but that's how the world absolutely works, right? That's how it works. New school, watch out for the coins that are best information ever. Thanks for that, man. Anytime, man. May God bless you and yours, bro. Super chats, how many trades should I be in? I don't know, man. It's complete. What's your opinion on ALGO? We gave that. Solana. Shout out to Gina Bombina in the house. Shout out to Love Learning. Shout out to Chris Ray. Shout out to CNC Ireland. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for being here. And I see another chat coming on in. Hey, Lifer, any meat left on TBD T-Bone? Also, is it worth holding long term? God bless. I mean, it did well, and I thought it was worth holding long term last time, but it kind of really played games. For a coin that you really want to moon, like it didn't do the BNB thing. It didn't, you know? I mean, it's mooning now. Yeah, like it's mooning now, but so TWT 238. So like as I said, we were already looking at on the daily, right? And it's spent on the daily, getting pretty overbought. We were already looking at, you know, jumping chi up. But it's in this bigger channel that it means it could do even start making a symmetrical triangle. This could be the beginning, or we could cut that out. Make it more aggressive. Walk it back, walk it back, walk it back. $3.49. All right, everyone. I mean, that thing could still moon for sure. No reason why I can't. Like did a top pop, did a top pop. It's even got a little bit of hidden bullish. Hidden bullish divergence right there. Interesting. This thing could continue to moon. It really could. If it can stay above 220, this thing will moon. Call it 225, this thing will moon. High risk for sure, but it could moon. You have to remember the FOMO for it is real right now. But I don't, you know, if you'd missed the boat 2 times, don't go all in now because you pit. You know what I mean? Just be easy. My whole thing is that I'm not a financial advisor, but like people get pissed and then they do really silly things. So you always just do the right thing, make it patient, make it fun, and enjoy yourself. You know, if you can. TWT token gonna break out of this little move to the upside. It's looking pretty cool on the 1 hour time frame. I call it Miami when a mom. Oh wow, I'm not gonna say that out loud. That's horrible. How was the sushi swap? I don't know. That's a good question. MATICBTC looking tasty. Ooh, super chats. Link down targets. Opinion of Ledger FTX listed company. If they go under, do I lose my phone? I think it was called Ledger X. I don't think Ledger was. I don't know though. That's a good question, but I mean you should not. You have. That ledger should work on its own no matter what. Like, it's like a knife. If you buy a knife from a knife company and they go under, does your knife just disappear in your hand? You know? If you buy a car from a car company and they go out of business, like, does your car just disappear out of your driveway? I don't know if that's the best way to say it, but, you know. Where do I see Uni and Link? Down targets. Let's take a look. So we dumped down. Probably now overbought in the daily. Actually, still oversold. I'm trying to think like what this structure is like. Four-day chart's coming down, says it's low, but it's like it could go lower. Almost like have to hang out here. Says you go way too low. Says like you can't go any much lower than that. The $6 chain link. I mean, the 4 hours spent on the stochastics, but you got like a little bit of bullish divergence here that could save you and get you back above the zone. It's interesting. Bitcoin would have, Link would have to get, Bitcoin would have to move, and then Link would have to get above 677. Of course, in the 77s to remain bullish. I would even be looking for Lincoln to get above that and bounce off 677, and that would be, for me, an ideal entry. Something like that. So that way I could get the confirmation before having to kind of be as risky. I wouldn't have to be as risky as I have been before. That's the key, is to always use your knowledge to mitigate risk, right? And understand the impact that has each time you do something. And over time, it'll grow, right? And that is the key. MATICBTC does look like it could cook. 22 looks really nice, but like the structure is strange, right? Maybe I could do that. Interesting. What I also saw on Bitcoin, right, was like this high hill looks similar, like a diamond pattern. Like what like I'm trying to see what time frame I saw it on. So Bitcoin's just struggling right now. Falling wedge could break up a little bit and then just dump to the downside. You see? 22-hour came up, barely moved. Hold up, this is not right, right? Yeah, that's what it said. And it has legs. The daily still has a lot of room. That's good to know. 4 hours getting a little too high with the movement, and the 1 hour could push us. So what we want to see is just higher lows, right? So we want to see, even if Bitcoin just comes up here, higher low. Tomorrow, higher low, and higher low, and higher, So we want these higher lows on its way up to the upside for Bitcoin. And a bullish retest of like 17,000 would be beautiful. Now, this is going to be creating a rising wedge that will break down at least to where it began, and we were looking at a breakdown to about 15,878. So that's how I would look at Bitcoin. I'm looking for it to bounce up on this 1 hour time frame. I could get disappointed if I get disappointed in it's lackluster. I go short with my stop loss somewhere inside the pattern. So if this starts to come up and dump, I might even put a short stop loss up in here and see if we can get down to there. And that's just like kind of simple stuff I've been doing. And I realize you got to have a tactical plan and an idea. And the VRVP gives me that. And I really like using it all the time. So that's why I have it on all the time. Slows data a little bit. but it's pretty great. Whoa. Okay. And yeah, I almost fainted. I gotta stop. I almost fainted right now on live camera. I think I just did faint. I think if you play that back, you will see that I just fainted. I like caught myself and almost fell down. All right, I have to stop and go to sleep. I love each and every one of you. I love you. I'll scan the markets when I wake up, probably at like 11 o'clock tonight. So catch me in 5 hours in the group. And Uni's got an inverted cup head and shoulder there. You see that? And it's starting to make a beautiful ascending triangle. So Uni could make a move, and decentralization is back. More people, even though there was always questions, but look, and then Uni can gap from this high profile node to the next one, like we talk about, right? And there's no guarantees, but there's a high probability that Uni goes from here to here based on the VRVP, based on the structure, based on the what we're looking at. So Uni looking bullish on the 1 hour time frame as well. So hungry. Wow. Cold and hot pizza. There's two different worlds. Yeah, Casper's playing games. Kind of got a rounded top. The market structure's like falling apart. Guess I could do this. I personally don't like, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan. It's balancing out the point of control, which is nice. I like that. You look at your daily time frame, and your daily is pretty low too. But it doesn't mean it's over yet, but it says it's getting pretty sold off. Even right now, it's getting a little bit of sell pressure though, 28 cents. Does it just make a giant double bottom? I mean, where could it go? How much lower could it go and why? So to me, I mean, if you like this project, by all means, DCA into it. It's up to you. I don't know much, and I got to keep researching it. I've researched it a few times and then left it alone. Casper, right? Could it be like being like, you know, not known on the internet or something like that? Like you want to be a ghost? I don't know. There are a number of incredible projects and workers who are still working their butt off to change the world. Here's a chance to be positive because FTX is not fair representative of our space. What's your favorite project? See that? And so I like that, people being positive. This is my mentor, Jacob, man. Awesome dude. Give him a follow on Twitter. Say what up. Really cool dude. Interesting guy. Has an amazing life. You know, dodged bullets and also served. And to hang out with a veteran on Veterans Day, man. Or, you know, on Veterans Weekend, he's a veteran. Served our country. Pretty cool, you know. So pretty cool. Yeah. I had no funds on FTX besides a $50 gimme from 3 commas. I never liked the connection to the rich elite from the very start. All right, amen. The Wolf of All Streets. I like that. I like that. Matic. Can Matic break up the BTC pair for Matic? So if Bitcoin takes a dump, it looks like some, you know, the altcoins maybe won't fall as bad, and the BTC pairs will make some moves. It's interesting, right? But there's some trades out here. When we really pay attention and we get down to it, there's some trades out here. We can start seeing that there's possible some money coming out. Bonafide. And a lot of people have no idea what's happening to crypto. You go outside, like, they don't know. They have no clue. Right? It's all like, oh, yeah. One more and it will be Quant. All right, everyone, I'm out for the night. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow for another live stream. I'm completely exhausted, but I love you. And I'll see you soon. And we'll be back for more. We had multiple gains in the trading group. Remember, if you're in the trading group, you will find the best, most positive group of people to gravitate towards. And in this bear market, when things are getting rocky and ripped up, TWT we hit for 47% gains. And then we hit it again and again for 30% gains. Then we hit DXDY. We've hit MATIC3S for 26, I think. No, hold on. 20.26. And man, DXDY for 15. DXDY for another 26.4. MATIC3S 152% win by one of my trading group members. Amazing. MATIC3S another huge win. DFNY, and the cake just goes on and on and on. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life. Be safe.